Hello, people. Michael here with Hello Cupcake Its Me, and today is the Saturday check-in. If you haven't done so already, please hit like and subscribe, then head on over to podcast.hellocupcakeitsme.com to check out the podcast that is updated every Thursday. Follow me on TikTok for TikTok Tuesdays, where I do a little 10-minute segment over there. Follow me on all the other social medias. Swing by hellocupcakeitsme.com to give the blog some love because it's feeling kind of left out. And if you would like to get a copy of my book, Carpe Diem Scroto 365 Daily Affirmations, you can do so by going to www.cdsthebook.com. So, yeah, let's get right into it, shall we? I need to take a moment because Jesus needs to be a Xanax. And I just made a post. Well, not just. I made a post on one of the local Facebook groups that's for the community. And it basically said, PSA, it was a PSA, so it's please don't bring your children into public spaces if you are going to allow them to be feral and not parent them in these spaces. It's unfair to the shopkeepers and it's unfair to the customers. Y'all, bitches be out here telling on themselves, because the number of comments that I have received talking about, well, what, kids aren't supposed to be kids anymore? Oh, tell me you're an incel without telling me you're an incel, and all this other stupid bullshit. And I'm like, where did I ever say children are not supposed to be children? I just said if they're not publicly trained and feral and you're not going to do shit, don't fucking bring your kid into public spaces. Plain and simple, there you are. But you would have thought that I uploaded a video of me physically abusing these children with some of the new gentle parenting Gen Z fucking parents that are out there. No, I'm not saying don't take your kids with you, but they need to have boundaries when they go out. I'm not saying beat your fucking kid. I'm saying teach it manners, teach it to be respectful, teach it to be publicly trained. There was a level of decorum that was expected of you, not only as a parent, but as a child when you went into public spaces. I think it was really around 2012, 2015 when all of that started changing, and the latchkey kids started having kids and those kids started having children. And this whole disconnect of well, I'm never going to spank my child. That's just horrible. You're never going to teach child anything by spanking them. I mean, yes and no. Studied the psychology behind that. Lived through the 80s where the entire fucking town got to beat your ass. And then when you got home, you got thrown through the fucking drywall because the whole town had to discipline you, and that made your parents embarrassed. That was extreme. Okay? A swat to the butt, a smack on the back of the hand, a very sturdy, stern, absolutely the fuck not. That look, that mom look, or that dad look of that, that was enough. But you have so many of these people that are like doing the gentle parenting and the redirecting and the whatever. And it's like, oh, sweetie, maybe those aren't the big choices, are the best choices right now. I know you have big feelings about it. Okay, to a certain extent. Again, I'm not saying, play fucking soccer with your kid and like kick them like you are trying to make it into the goal or whatever. Some children respond to that, and that should be your first line of defense. But if your first line of defense, the gentle parenting doesn't work, you need a plan B and a plan C and a plan D and finally a plan E for exit. Like, just because you decided to have children doesn't mean that the entirety of the populace needs to suffer because of your choices to procreate. Just got another response on my video, so I'm interested to see what that says. But there are so many people who are like, oh, tell me you have kids or tell me you don't have kids without telling me you don't have kids. I'm like, regardless of my child rearing, this is basic shit. Like, if you take your kid into a store and they become like this uncontrollable Tasmanian devil that is like literally throwing product, opening shit, playing with whatever, causing damage, causing the patrons of that store to have to circumnavigate your child, no, absolutely the fuck not. And I have worked at 3 childcare centers. I have early childhood educational credits under my belt. I have taken early childhood psychology. In my pursuit of becoming a peer counselor, I have taken child psychology classes, childhood trauma classes, childhood like developmental classes. I can't think of the words right now, but I've taken these classes as part of my mental health training because as part of a peer counselor situation, I need to know the full range of whatever. And also by taking those classes, it helped me self-identify problems in my life stemming back to my childhood that I have since been able to take to my therapist and be like, listen, here's this, and this is where I think it stems from. And, when I was a child, if I did this, the consequence was that, and so on and so forth, all the way down, blah, blah, blah. And so this actually leads me into another part that I want to talk about. But, I understand the psychology of children, especially like being forced to go into a grocery store when they're already tired. I understand the psychology of a parent that just needs to get out of the fucking house, but doesn't have the ability to hire a babysitter, doesn't have the ability to do whatever, and they're stuck. They're a single parent, whatever. Okay, high fives, you do you, single parent. But there are also things that you can do to ensure that your time out is going to be the best for you and for your child. Make sure your child is well fed. If you have the ability to, now I understand that there are struggling families out there that cannot always provide adequate meals, not only for themselves, but for their children. I get that and I understand. But at least having some kind of snacking options and having, even a piece of toast with peanut butter on it if your child is not allergic to peanut butter. We're just using generalizations here, okay? But having those snacking options, having food on the way there. If you know that the toy aisle is a trigger for your child and they're gonna want to like take a toy home, stay the fuck away from the toy aisle. You know, there's other routes that you can take before you get to the toy aisle. If they start acting up, take them outside of the store, give them a moment to calm down, to process the feelings that they're having, because they are probably not only tired, they could be tired, hungry, overstimulated, any number of things. There's a difference between a child's temper tantrum crying, a child's hunger crying, a child's tired crying. I understand the nuances of those things. What brings all of this up is I was at a local store and there were 6 children running amok through the whole damn store, absolutely tearing the thing apart, while the parents stood over by the clothing section and were just like shooting the shit, not watching their children. 2 of these 6 children were running through the aisles playing tag. Mind you, this little store is maybe 600 to 800 square feet. Period. Like, that's it. It is completely ran by elderly people, disabled people, and volunteers. They're not paid to be there. They're there out of the kindness of their heart and wanting to do good for their community. So when these kids were like tearing up the toys and running into customers as they're playing their little tag game, the parents didn't say shit. And I had to remove myself from the situation because I'm one of those people that I don't give a fuck who you are. I'm going to say something to your kid if you don't say something to them. I am 100% the problem when it comes to your child being the problem and you not like disciplining them or whatever else. Has that gotten me in fights? Has that gotten like a lot of things coming my way? Oh yeah, that has. And, you know, sorry, not sorry. If you're not going to discipline your kid, then the kid needs to be disciplined somewhere else or by someone else. Again, I'm not saying beat your child, throw it through the drywall or anything else like that. Just control your kids. So I now have lost the connecting factor to all of this, but anyways, it's been a fun couple of days watching people basically tell on themselves. So, yeah. Outside of that, I have been feeling like I am trapped in an undertow and being pulled 16 different directions. And just the sheer amount of energy I'm putting out to try to get things situated. Like, this person here tells me to contact this person and this person. I contact this person and this person. They don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I go back to this person and they're like, well, that's strange. They are part of this program. They know what blah, 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 you know, whatever. So I go back to this person. Oh no, I still don't understand. I don't know what you're talking about. I go to this person and I use a different like verbiage. Instantly, this person knows what the fuck I'm talking about. And it was like, oh yeah, we could do that 100%. It's like, but when I said it this way, you had no idea what the hell I'm talking about. But because I said it this way, you all of a sudden have that knowledge. Like, where's the disconnect? You hear that I'm talking about XYZ, and you know that it's TUV. Why didn't you make that synapses connection? And I was like, is Mercury in the fucking microwave again? Like, what the hell is going on? Why is communication so difficult? So, on Monday, I was supposed to have a very important Zoom meeting, and the email that I was sent out 3 times said 2 p.m. 1:45, I'm logged in to Zoom, waiting for that to take place. 2:10 comes around, still nothing. Pick up my other phone, call. Hey, I'm sitting in the Zoom meeting. Did the thing get canceled? Whatever. Oh, that's happening at 3 p.m. According to the 3 or 4 emails that I've received, they've all said 2 p.m. And I am more than happy to forward them back to you so you can see. Well, we'll have somebody call you. Way past the 3 p.m. mark. It's like now 4:20, 4:30. Oh, yeah, I am so sorry about that. Yeah, it was supposed to start at 3, but some reason the email said 2. I said, yeah, all 3 of them, 3 or 4 of them, they've all said 2 p.m. Sorry about that. Does any other time this week work? And I said, yeah, I could do tomorrow tomorrow around 1. And they're like, okay, great. We'll see you tomorrow at 1. Cool. I go do all my stuff that I normally do on Tuesdays, go to the pool, work out, go to the grocery store afterwards, come home, crawl into bed, take a small nap. Phone rings. Hi, Michael. Are you going to be doing the Zoom meeting today? And I'm like, yeah, it's at 1, and it's only like 12 now. Oh no, I had us down for 12. Okay, give me a minute. So, like, that has been my whole week. And then Wednesday, I had an in-person meeting with a person that I had a meeting with on Zoom. I'm like, why couldn't we have just done this all at once? But fine, whatever, what the fuck ever. Was given a whole bunch of information, told to contact these specialized programs and these whatever, and that's what I've been dealing with since Wednesday at 11:45 a.m. to Thursday at 4:45 p.m. The reason I know that it's 4:45 p.m. is because that was the last time I sent out an email, and I was on the phone with my sister talking to her on her way home from work, and she hung up the phone with me at 4:45 p.m. Then Thursday night at like 6:20, I get a phone call from the person who originally didn't know what the hell I was talking about. Hey, Michael, by the way, yeah, I now know what you're talking about, and we could try to work together on this and blah, blah, hooda, hooda. I'm like, cool. High fives all around. So, yeah, it's just been an entire week of dusting off the customer service professional side of my personality and trying to connect A to G, and B and D don't want to be part of the conversation. And it's just like, god damn it, come on. So that's been my week. Also, Friday I had to say goodbye to my primary care physician, and I started getting emotional because the new primary care that I'm going to have has caused me so many problems already. And I am playing Etch-a-Sketch, where I am going to completely forget our past interactions with one another and just chalk it up to me being sick at the time and annoyed that I had to even be in town while sick, having to drive to the doctor's, then drive to the pharmacy, then drive to the back to my house. So I told my primary, I'm like, listen, I need you to note it somewhere in my chart or whatever else that I have this previous um, issues with her, um, and that I'm going to try my best to work with her. But if things don't pan out, that I'm going to need another doctor. So, you know, something about working, well, it's not even something. You work with a primary care physician for 5, 10, 15 years, and they know everything about you. You know everything about them. You have, trained each other, and now you have to start all over again. And it just sucks. And it's part of the reason that I let my mental health care lap so much, is because I got tired of sitting down in the chair and having to reopen, re-traumatize, re-experience all of the shit that brought me from that point to this point, so that this new doctor, this new psychologist, this new therapist can have a better understanding of who the patient is in front of them at this moment. Y'all, I am hoping and praying that I was wrong about this doctor, but so far, everything in my spirit is telling me run far, run fast, and set the building on fire as you're running out the door. But anyways, um kind of wrapping things up here, because I know that we're already going into 23 minutes, and if you've watched this far, thank you. Haven't been playing too much of my video games right now, just because um I finished the main games that I wanted to play, and then one of the other games that I wanted to play caused me to have a panic attack, because it stopped reading the disc halfway through the game, and then it locked it into the system, and it was just by sheer luck that I was able to get that disc out. All the other discs that I put in, all the other discs that I have taken out, they've all worked except for this one, which is a bummer, because I really wanted to play that game, but oh well. So I have turned that energy into working on my books and just kind of getting things cleaned up on my computer desktop. I'm probably even going to reset my laptop and try to get it back to factory, and then just install the shit on there that I absolutely need, which is Photoshop and Microsoft Office. And not worry on Photoshop, Microsoft Office, Outlook, and Microsoft Edge. Like, those are the only programs that I need on that computer. And just try to extend the life of it a little bit more. I don't even know when this computer came out, honestly, but I know that it was a little bit of a relic when I got it. And, having paid $20 for it at a thrift store, it was like, okay, that's the best $20 I've spent in a long time. But whatever. So yeah, been working on my books, and I do like plural books. I started a whole nother one, put together the book cover and everything for that one, typed up the first couple of pages for it, and then I switched back over to the healing or I don't know if this is going to be the title for it or not, but it's the healing child in the toxic environment. Wrote a couple of pages in there, went over to my other book, Death Beside Me, and wrote a couple of pages in that. Went over to my other book, Carpe Diem Vita, wrote a couple of pages in that, and pulled up one of my short stories called Confessions of a Vintage Murderer, and wrote a little bit in that. So I'm getting back into the like swing of things, and with the newest book that I just started, it was causing my brain to itch, and I just like fuck sitting there like typing it all out, like getting as much as I could out, and then once I reached the spot where like that itch was satisfied, I was like, thank fuck. So yeah, that's what's been going on for the last week. So today being Saturday, I am absolutely knackered and just want to crawl into bed and fall asleep and not wake up until the 47th of Neverwary. But that's probably I'm probably going to take another nap or take a nap here in a little while, but I have things that I need to get done beforehand. So anyways, I'm going to stop now since we are going on 27 minutes. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, put them in the comments section down below. Also, please let me know in the comments section down below. Do you listen to the podcast? Do you watch the TikTok videos? Do you only care about the YouTube channel? Do you listen to the podcasts that are on the YouTube channel? Did you know that the YouTube channel has podcasts? Let me know how you would like to continue to consume my media that I put together. And yeah. Sorry. So just remember you're doing the best you can with what you have available to you. And in a world full of Karens, be somebody who cares in the world. And I will talk to you next time. Bye, everyone. Boop.